Three mistakes that you have to absolutely avoid when it comes to the application for Italian Citizenship Jure Sanguinis. Today we want to talk a little bit more and in depth about the process of the Italian citizenship by descent or Italian Citizenship Jure Sanguinis, and we want to share with you the three main mistakes that we see almost every week, the most common in I think 70% of cases. So pay attention today and watch the entire video. This is Marco Bersani as always from the Bersani Law Firm&Partners from Italy, and so do not lose any more time. Let's start. So I would like to start in particular from the process of the Italian citizenship by Jure Sanguinis, by descent, because it's one of the most requested services, one of the most requested applications through the local Italian consulates. The first mistake is the lack of documentation. When it comes to the application for Italian Citizenship Jure Sanguinis, you have to be 100% sure that before filing your application, you have everything in order. Or the Italian consulate, or the Italian municipality, or the Italian court will never accept your application. So the most important things to keep in mind is that when it comes to collecting the documents, and so the documents for filing your application for the Italian Citizenship Jure Sanguinis, you have to think, you have to keep in mind that you are using your home country document for sure, for example your US birth records, US marriage certificate, death certificate, and so on. But you are going to file an application through a foreign consulate, through an Italian consulate, which is a different jurisdiction, so depending on where you're from. So this is really important things, because we really see a lot of time people that just collect the birth records, the marriage records, the death records, and they book an appointment, they go to the consulate, and they just present the documents as they are. But I mean, we are talking about an Italian consulate, so a public office, a government office that represents an Italian government, so a government that is different from your government. So for accepting foreign documents, you need to collect the documents, and then you need for the legalization, so the apostille on the documents, on each document. Differently, the Italian government, through the local office or through the consulate, cannot accept your documents in any way. It's literally impossible, because it's legally impossible. By the law, the government, whole government, can accept documents from another documents only if the foreign documents are legalized, are apostille, so they are certified by the foreign government. That's why also it's always important to be assisted, to hire a qualified immigration attorney to assist you on the process of getting the documents. Mistake number 2, the lack of documents regarding the naturalization records. You are going to file an application for getting Italian citizenship by Jure Sanguinis, by descent, so you need to show proofs, evidences that your Italian bloodline is eligible and you have an unbroken line from you to your Italian ancestor. So it's one of the most important documents into the entire application are the naturalization records. For example, from the US, they just collect what is the census record, the US census record. So they see on the census record that, for example, the Italian ancestor was considered a naturalized citizen, so naturalized an American citizen, but the naturalization records inside the census is not actually an official record. So what you need is an official document, an official record, an official certification from the government that your ancestor never applied and never took US citizenship, American citizenship. That's really important. The third and the last mistake we always see is when people apply and file the application, or they want to file the application because they have all the documents ready for filing the application. They are not able to file the application, or if they file the application, they never ask information or updates to the consulate, and they just wait. With the high risk, what is the problem here? With the risk that it may take many years, 6 years, 7 years, and you never contact the consulate. You always have the right to ask information and to have updates on your application. And the Italian consulate, and in general any Italian authorities, as an obligation to giving you all the information you want, because they are a public office, they are dealing your personal application, and you have the right to always check, in particular, in detail, what is happening. We talk about the problem with the lack of appointments at the Italian consulate. So here, for example, in the US, in Canada, in South America, and in other countries, there is, right now, it's like 2 years actually, there is this problem of lack of appointment. It's impossible to file applications. In this case, it doesn't make sense for you to try every day to connect on the portal, try, and you never find a spot for your appointment. If you try, yes, you have to try 3, 4, 5 times. As long as you try, collect the proof, collect an evidence, collect the screenshot of what you see. That's really important, and always try to contact the consulate, email the consulate, asking them to book your appointment, complaining about the fact that it's impossible to book an appointment. That's really important, because if you continue to try to book your appointment and you try and month, and you never find a spot, well, the situation will never change. So it's important to collect the evidences of what you are facing, the issues that you are facing, and then you absolutely have to contact an immigration attorney in Italy. You can contact us, of course, for showing what you collect, for showing the situation, and we will advise you what to do, because in this case, if there are some lack of appointments, it doesn't make sense to continue to try to book the appointment, and meanwhile the time passes. You have to take actions, you have to collect your evidence, and we can file your petition in other ways. We can file your petition through the Italian Immigration Court for having your citizenship because of lack of appointment to the consulate. So a judge will recognize your Italian citizenship. So do not hesitate to contact us if you are facing this issue. So these are the 3 main mistakes that you absolutely need to avoid, and specifically for any doubts, any questions, do not hesitate. You can contact us through our website or through our social media. You can file to us all the documentation, all the evidences. You can ask us questions, so we can advise you what to do, what is the best strategy, and what are the solutions for your case. Because if you have the right for having Italian citizenship, you need to reach your Italian citizenship. And if there are some issues on that, we can solve that. And you can also leave comments here below, because we are always happy to read and to reply to your comments. And absolutely important, subscribe to the YouTube channel, because it's the only way for receiving immediately a notification as long as we post any video. And believe me, we really have a lot of video to post. We have many things to share with you, and what is important for us is to share with you live some updates on citizenship application, and everything is happening. So we want to keep you updated as soon as possible on the updates. So thank you again for your time, and see you on the next videos.